For this section of the application, I'm going to let my students, their parents, and my colleagues do the talking. As you're about to see, Fredonia is a wonderful community to live and work in, full of caring and talented people. I hope that you enjoy meeting some of them during this video.
Hi, I'm Mike Bobstein. I'm president of the Fredonia School Board of Education. I want to tell you how inspirational Andy Bennett is to our district and our students. I'm not all that musically inclined. I don't know if you can tell that, but I will say this. Knowing Andy as I do, seeing him every day with our students, he's nothing but inspiration. I couldn't help myself, and I had to join him and our community on his bandwagon.
Mr. Bennett has made an immeasurable difference in my life because I've learned that Mr. Bennett is who I want to be when I grow up. Every day coming into band and coming into his music class, I've seen what Mr. Bennett does for kids and how it changes their lives, and that's what I want to do with my life.
I play football and basketball, and I'm really into math and science. Music was never really my focus in school, although I do play double bass in the school orchestra. That changed when I took Mr. Bennett's AP Music Theory class. He encouraged all of us to strive and learn more and really push our limits. I can honestly say I'm twice the musician I was at the beginning of the school year because of his encouragement and teaching.
Andy cares about the whole student. He checks up on them to see how they're doing in their other classes. He works with their teachers to make sure his students who are struggling are making up their assignments and staying for extra help. He contacts families to make sure transportation is arranged for students without easy access to rides for his concerts and after-school rehearsals.
I like Mr. Bennett because whenever I don't know how to do something or I'm having trouble, he's always ready and willing to help me.
He cares about his students as musicians and people, and not only does he teach them, but he listens to them, counsels them, respects them, celebrates successes with them, and works through disappointments with them.
And you can just tell that he cares about us as students, and he loves what he's doing, and I'm grateful for that, and I look up to being able to do something that I absolutely love, just like Mr. Bennett is doing.
Mr. Bennett helped our oldest daughter, Cassidy, understand and pursue her dream of a career in music. Cassidy is not someone who likes to be in the spotlight, but has a passion for music and an incredible ear. She took music theory with Mr. Bennett her junior year. Cassidy followed his direction and just received a dual degree in music theory and music business.
Mr. Bennett would be there and he'd ask, "Are you going to join band this year?" And I'd say, "Oh yeah, I'm considering it," but it was never serious because I was a sophomore. It was the end of my sophomore year. There was no time in the year left. I wasn't going to join band my junior year because that's just it's so late. But for whatever reason, and somehow Mr. Bennett convinced me to join. So over the summer, I signed up for summer lessons with him, and I started playing trombone. And over these last 2 years that I've been in band, I can say that it was definitely the best decision I made in my high school career.
He takes all of his students with the most patience. He treats his beginning level students as well as he would treat a higher level advanced student. He always believes in every one of his students, and he never leaves anyone behind.
So I decided for my volunteer work to organize a large, high-dollar gala called the Fur Ball. And one of the things I wanted to do is I had an appetizer hour, and I needed some kind of musical entertainment. And there was no doubt in my mind that the Fredonia Jazz Band is who I really wanted to play at this event. And so I contacted Andy, and he was so open to it. And he saw my vision of the event, and he made it come true. I cannot tell you how proud I was to see them play at the event and how the community embraced them.
Not only does Mr. Bennett help students, he brings music into the community, teaches students that music can and should be a lifelong activity.
Andy's leadership qualities are extraordinary. He is wise beyond his years. He is compassionate with his students, and he has an endless willingness to serve.
He's our president for our County Music Association, and he is also providing, music teachers in the area ways to advocate in their own programs, how they can better reach their students, what we need to be doing to have more students involved.
He understands that we need to also invest in our future teachers. We are right next door to one of the best music education colleges in the state. Mr. Bennett opens his classroom up not only to student teachers, but to methods classes from SUNY Fredonia. Every junior who wants to be a band teacher at SUNY Fredonia has to observe at least 2 of Mr. Bennett's rehearsals. This gives him an opportunity to share some of the teaching strategies that work for him. Mr. Bennett passionately supports efforts to grow and develop music programs throughout our county and our state. That's why he volunteers his time to support in other districts through his work as the Chautauqua County Music Teachers Association president.
He has a way of his charisma, especially his personality and his charisma too. He has the community on our side, and he helps them understand why music education is vital in their kids' lives and how it makes us stronger as a community. He has worked tirelessly to make the band be present at the places where we need them to be. For example, Board of Education meetings. He just gave a beautiful presentation on all of the work that we're doing in the music department, how enrollment is up, how we're meeting the needs of our students.
I'm proud to call him my colleague and my friend and someday my children's music teacher.
Thank you so much for taking the time to review my application. On behalf of myself and music educators everywhere, thank you to the GRAMMY Foundation for your continued support of music education.